We've been married now for 9 years. We have 2 beautiful kids from our marriage, Avery Joy and Liam Brave. It's been amazing, but of course, like any story, it's had its challenges. Being a pastor's kid, many times you get involved into the church. In our marriage, I didn't even realize how involved I was at times, to the point that I was at home, but I wasn't really there. Like I was probably in a call, or I was thinking about something that had to be done in the church, and I wasn't really giving my full attention to my family.
I remember just being at work, I kind of started having like the attention of a guy from work, and it turned into a 9-month relationship. Just all these lies the enemy was just speaking into my life, and I thought I was making the right decisions. I thought I was doing the best for me, and it got to a point that my husband gave me an ultimatum. He's like, if you don't leave, if you don't break this relationship, you have to move out of the house. And that happened. I moved out of the house and I kept on with this relationship.
In this whole process, we visit Generation. I remember having this conversation with you where I'm telling you, like, you could go on your own. We could maybe like sit separately. You remember that? And you told me like, yeah, if I have to go on my own, I'm not going at all.
I knew deep down inside of me that the moment I stopped going to church, the enemy was gonna take full control over our family and my life. So I also didn't want that to happen either.
I don't think that God wanted this to happen, but he obviously, believing what his word says, he turns things for his glory. Like, I tear my Achilles a few days later from separating, and my mom is taking care of me. I didn't know, but you and her are texting back and forth, but then she finally tells me, hey, Jen wants to take care of you. She feels like it's her job to take care of you. I'm like, I'm fighting it. I'm like, I don't want it at the time.
Yeah.
I didn't want that.
I just had the need to just be there for him during this hard time. Not only because of what our marriage was going through, but also as him, what he was going through by himself, like, this injury unexpectedly that happened.
Yeah.
The Lord was little by little speaking into my life, and all of a sudden I feel like there was just like a switch that turned on. I kind of like started questioning it too. I was like, why did I stop loving him? Or why did I say this? Why did I do this? Why did like, he's a good man. He's a good father. He's such a great person. Like, he makes me laugh like no other person. I was like, he's my best friend. So the Lord just turned on that switch, and I started seeing him in a different way. I wanted for our marriage to be restored. I wanted us to get back together. I wanted our family to be together again. But there were just so many things and lies that the enemy would put in my head, like shame or like what's gonna happen now with the family, like you have to say sorry to the family, and like just so many other things, and questions like, how is this gonna happen? How am I even gonna tell him again that I kind of want to date him again? And like just so many different questions. But it got to a point that I was like, Lord, if you're putting this in my heart, I give you the space that you need. I make space, Lord, for you to move, for you to restore, for you to work in my heart, work in my mind, for this to happen again.
God doing what he does best, he showed up right on time. I mean, when we thought maybe there was no hope, like literally we went to the marriage retreat My only expectation was that, Lord, if you're gonna do something, you have till this day, like this weekend. That's it. Like past this, I can't continue to deal with this any longer.
We were getting ready to our
For the last session.
night,
Yeah.
last session. And while I was just doing my makeup, I felt the need to say sorry to my husband, which I hadn't said sorry.
In the whole process, that was the first time. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember us just like crying and hugging, and it was such a beautiful moment.
That fall, we started Freedom, which that for us was a game changer. Like, there are things that you don't even realize that are there from our childhood.
Yeah.
Things that happened because of what happened to us in our marriage. So many different things that the Lord used those 12 weeks to speak and really truly find freedom.
There were so many areas that the Lord had to work in me that I didn't know that I had to deal with. I feel like the Lord really worked in my shame. He truly restored my life. I feel like it was in freedom. I was found, and I know I am a new creation.
Amen.
And I am made new.
Honestly, I love our story. I love our story because it shows what the Lord can do, what He did do in our life. It's not about what Jen did. It's not about what I did. It's what the Lord did. And what He's still doing. He's still working in us. I think something very key to remember is His goodness is not based on if He does something or not, or if He comes through or not. He's good, period. But the fact that He did what He did in our life is what we say in our home. He's been so good. He's been too good.
He's been so good.